My name is Dimitris Dimitriadis, and I'm happy and glad that I'm here with this video. I have the happiness and the honor to collaborate with ASDA, and let me explain about what this ASDA is. ASDA is a development association or association for development. And this is the most important, is association of municipalities, and specifically 9 municipalities of West Athens.
Wow.
And as yesterday we have here in this meeting together the mayor of one of these municipalities, of Agia Varvara, and said us that the reason that this association created is basic for environmental reasons. And so I think that there is a strong connection with the Soteria aims, and all the Soteria want to leave behind, to live forward too. It's the thing we want to pass by this project is that it's the association, and of different parts for different reasons, and for climate change, for example, for the Soteria project, is the main thing that we want to do. It's the interaction in the inter-municipality interaction.
Hi, I'm Dionysis Matsas. I work in the insurance sector and in HDI Global, and we collaborate with the municipalities, forming ASDA as part of a collaboration of ASDA with the Greek Insurance Association. As ASDA requested, let's say, our contribution regarding the insurance part, because let's say the whole idea behind the project was to come up with the risk analysis and the risk mapping on the areas of the 9 municipalities, and then decide what would be the best solution on the insurance side.
And that's super interesting, because it's the first time that I have like the industry sector and the local government, and the rest had been more about the researchers that are presenting the project. And it's the first time that ASDA collaborates with the industry sector, because this is the start of this dream of public-private partnerships,
Yes.
right, that we talk about.
I think that in a lot of projects, ASDA forward this collaboration, and in one of its primary aims, and ASDA tries to bring the citizen from the one side, and the other side the public servants, and etc. For collaborating for different reasons. And the environmental reason and climate change is a challenge, and ASDA have done this in a lot of projects. Soteria gives a chance to do this for the reason of the climate change, the risk, and the ways we can interact together and challenge these risks.
Yep.
And if you go back to the beginning of the project, what would you say was the real motivation? What the real spark? Why do you say, "You jump on this, we will do it"?
I think the main target was to help vulnerable areas, because the western part of Athens, let's say, suffers. The infrastructure is not at level with other areas. The capital per person is lower compared to other areas of Athens. So in general, the municipalities wanted to find ways to protect vulnerable communities. And of course, climate risk is an emerging risk, and it's something that is getting more and more unpredictable. So one of the things that they would like to do is somehow be able to recognize the areas, the critical areas. And of course, there are a lot of critical, let's say, municipal infrastructures like schools, like kindergartens, like elderly homes, like municipal buildings and cultural centers that ASDA would like to protect. And one of the solutions is, first of all, do the risk analysis, recognize the risk, and of course the next step would be, according to the risk analysis, focus on the exposed areas, and the idea would be to use some kind of insurance products, especially with risks connected with the climate change, like extreme weather, like floods, like wildfires, and all the things that happen as a cause of the changing weather and heat waves.
And I think West Athens has a very big protection gap, right? Especially compared with the European.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. In terms of private business, the penetration of insurance, I mean, in private customers, in households, is approximately at 18%. So the gap is calculated approximately at 80%. So only 2 out of 10 people have insurance for their properties. So the gap is
So they're very vulnerable if something happens.
correct.
Yes, and I think that they try years to focus on other solutions too before the insurance, like as the project says, the nature-based solution. And this is, I think, that this is a name of the project too, that not to focus on post-damage solutions, but on reactive solutions too. And this is the point that all the aims of us and municipalities find the Soteria project. And this is the point that find each other. This aim, and this is the past and the future, and Soteria is the future too.
And if from the work you did, if someone in the community or in the industry sector or in the government sector were to expand on either the work you did or the insights from Soteria that we heard a lot about yesterday in the open day, what would you tell them to do? What would you tell them to focus to?
I think this would be somehow, let's say, like a startup for other municipalities in Athens to do similar steps. We as a company, as an insurance sector, we do talk with the government. We talk with local authorities. So it's not for us the first time that we interact. The issue is there, and the government is aware. And one of the steps, let's say, towards that was like last year, there is a new law in Greece, which is a mandatory insurance for commercial and corporate enterprises. So this means that actually the biggest part of the corporate and commercial enterprises with a turnover over 500,000 euros is obliged to have an insurance policy for catastrophic risks like wildfires, earthquake, and flood. The intention of all parties is to expand this, I would say, this initiative also for the household. The first step has been made, and now it's also obligatory for all the cars to have protection for catastrophic risks. So now the cars are also included in this. I'm guessing that the next step, which is a big step, would be the mandatory insurance for also household, but the gap is quite big.
And when you say the gap, because that exists in other countries in Europe, this mandatory house insurance or property insurance.
Yes.
do you think that the biggest challenge perhaps is going to be the perception of risk, or the relationship with the insurance sector? Because we heard a bit of that yesterday in terms of behavior analysis and of how to help every stakeholder understand not just the role but the benefit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cultural change. So it will need time. It will need, I would say, a lot of events and a lot of collaboration, and also ways to promote why this is being done. So climate risk is one of the most important ways, and of course, all citizens or civilians know that, especially in large-scale catastrophic events, the government cannot do much to reinstate the property. So in most of the cases, they get only a small fraction of their loss. So the idea is to have a system, whether it's going to be public and private, whether it's going to be private and public, whether it's going to be partially public, partially private, but to have a holistic approach and to be able to reinstate private property in such cases. Because the most important thing, as Dimitri said, is that this is more important for the most vulnerable, let's say, parts of the population. So we have to come up, as the insurance sector, we have to come up with a product that would be able to help, especially all this vulnerable population in the most difficult time that they will have. Of course, people, you know how people react when you will be adding a cost in their everyday life, and a cost that is actually a promise when the catastrophic event happens. So you have to invest. It's like a pension insurance. So you pay, so after maybe 10 or 20 or 30 years, you get something. So we have to build on this insurance consciousness and insurance mentality, because it was not there for many years in Greece. But I think this is now starting to change.
And I think that the main thing, as Yannis said, is to bring in contact the public sector with private sector. I think that it may happen by two ways. The first way is the communication, the education, that it's so important. Events, and because there is no on bottom and off bottom, it's together with different roles. So the first one challenge, the first one step is to bring together these sectors to collaborate and to understand the danger before it comes there. One of my friends said that when I swim in the sea, and said to me that there is a shark, but there is a shark in another country, that it will here a lot of time. Okay, I will continue to swim, but if the shark is here, yes, I will come out of the. But if the shark is in another country, it does not mean that the shark it does not go away. The danger it does not go away. So the education and the communication of the data we collect, for example, for Soteria, and the way that the different parts, public sector, private sector, and insurance sector connect is the most important.